Yeah, right. I was playing a little bit over Phrygian skies, just to get into the zone, and yeah, I just figured out. Did you hear that? Um, Actually, yeah, the intonation of the strings is not good anymore, which is actually not really a surprise because they're 3 years old. Don't tell anybody. Okay. So currently I have 3 years old strings on here. So I think it's about time to change them. And yeah, maybe this is a good opportunity actually to show you how to change the strings on a Floyd Rose vibrato, because if you do it wrong, then you spend more time to get the system in tune again than you spend on changing the strings as such. So that's why I thought, okay, let's quickly change the strings. They really need to go on. We really need to have. Oh Jesus, man! We really need to have new strings on the guitar before we continue editing on the song. So let's continue just right away, and it's pretty easy. The trick is with the Floyd Rose system to change the strings one by one. All right, you take one string off, put the fresh string on, all right, tune it. Okay, so you start with the high E, for example. I usually start from the high ones. Change the high E to a new one, tune it so that the guitar is in tune again, and then continue with the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one, and so the guitar overall stays in tune. And then once you have all the old ones removed, then you give it another tune up, and the guitar should be fine and ready to go. Right? That's actually the way that I do it. So without further ado, let's just do it. Snark tuner goes off. All right. Of course, you can use a cable string wrench or something like that. But usually I don't really need that, because for the most time the strings, bam, here it comes off already. It broke. All right. For the most time, actually, the strings are, you don't wind them like 16 billion times anyway. So you put them through and you lock them with the locking tuners. And here we go here. And these are the strings that I use. Diodario, no, wrong way around. Diodario XLs. On this guitar I play 10th actually. And I must say the luthier did an amazing job, because this is still a very smooth playing guitar, even when you put thicker strings on. And thicker strings give you a bit more punch and a bit more clarity as well. So well done here. Alrighty, so we have here a little unboxing. Here's unboxing the strings. So the reason why I chose the Adarios is, as when you're starting out playing guitar, it usually takes ages until you find the strings that they suit you. You see all those AdWords, and then there's some new coming out, and then they have some new amazing coating that makes them last longer and whatever and blah de blah. But there's always something wrong. Either they don't last, they break, or you don't like the sound of them, or they don't stay in tune, or some of them, they have like an issue with that a certain string, for example the B string or the G string, is not balanced. It's like you have like dum 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 bang dum, that kind of stuff. and which is rather annoying. And so it takes a long time actually to find your strings. And I ended my search for strings about like more than 20 years ago, I think. 25 maybe. So Adagio, they're maybe not the best strings overall. I mean, that's question to taste, right? But they're the best compromise in terms of sound, balance, playability, durability, etc. So for me, they work the best. This guitar actually originally was delivered with I think Ernie Ball, and yeah, the luthier recommended them. He said it's like really nice strings, and in fact they are. They have a very nice tone, nicer than the Adagios, for clean. The issue is for me with the Ernie Balls, as I said, clean, they're amazing, they're wonderful. So if I would use a guitar that I purely play clean, then I would put Ernie Balls on them. They have this bell-like tone, and be happy ever after. Thing is though, I found them, at least on this guitar, I found them a little bit awkward to get pinch harmonics out of them. They simply didn't want to pinch. And with the Adagios, there's they're a lot more dynamic when it comes to rock and metal playing, so it's a lot easier to get pinch harmonics out of them. They don't rust, but the Ernie Balls didn't rust either. So that wasn't the issue. The issue really was like they have a tremendous clarity, the Ernie Balls ones, right? And as for clean, wonderful. And so far, sound-wise, they're a really nice choice. Yeah, but as I mentioned already, the pinch harmonics, it didn't work for me. It was like a fight to get pinch harmonics out of them. So right, okay, here we go. As you see, it's like when I usually string a guitar, then it's like I have the string maybe a little bit relaxed, but not too much. And as you probably noticed while I was stringing this one up, I usually string them up the wrong way around. So I usually have the ball end here because I don't need it, right? Because I have a Floyd Rose here. And what I would do here actually is like I would cut that off anyway with the ball, and then I would put it in, but the other end doesn't have a ball whatsoever, so just put the opposite end in, and usually then I wrap them around here and leave them like that. A bit sloppy maybe, but that gives you the possibility or the option if a string breaks and you don't have one anymore, so you have a bit of meat left, so you can just put that string through again and tune it up, right? So like as many people actually do, like they cut them here, put them through, then wind them up, tune them, and then they cut them here. Looks nice and neat. But what happens if you're on a gig or something and what you never should do actually is like never go on a gig without a second set of strings at least, right? But if it happens anyway, so what you do is like no string, right? So in this case, usually most of the time they break here, right? So at the bridge. So the only thing you have to do is like, okay, loosen that one a little bit and fiddle the string through again, and you're ready to go. I mean, you'll need like 10 minutes break anyway, but so let's have a look here. Too high already. Sometimes I do that as well, because you have to stretch them out a little bit. So that's one string changed already. And the system is in tune again, right? So that's what I said in the beginning. Just go ahead. It's like old one out, new one in, tune it up again. So now we are continuing with the B string, and then we do the G string, and then we do right. So pretty easy to do with the Floyd Rose guitar, without losing the entire tune of the system. Every now and again, you should do it anyway, because every now and again you should take the time and clean the mechanics as well. It's like, look here, it's like it's pretty dusty here right now. I should do that sometime soon. But at the moment, I'm fine the way it is, and so I'll simply string it up again and then continue. With the editing and the further developing of our strong Phrygian skies, right? Okay. Anyway, I think you get the idea here. Do you really want to watch me? Now it's like taking another string off, put it on again, blah, blah, blah. I think we can skip that. And I'll see you back when we are starting to edit the song with together with Jay Palmer. And yeah, that I think is way more interesting for you guys and for me as well. This is just like every day's work of a guitarist. So, signing off for now. Thanks for joining me here, and have a fantastic day. And don't forget to subscribe. Please, 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 please. Subscribe. Like, subscribe, and maybe a comment. So long.